What is good, everyone? We are back. Today I'm bringing you all this physical disruptive lockdown build, 6'6", so it's going to be able to guard 1 through 3, maybe even push into the 4 here if you check out some of the attributes. I'm telling you all, you want to make this build if you want to get stops, steals, spot up and shoot the ball, and once you apply cap breakers, dunk on top of any defender. Now that there's a new patch that's going to buff contest a little bit, this is going to be the build that is going to get stops and win games for y'all's teams. We have 6'6" shooting guard, 220 pounds, so we are going to be really beefy with a 6'11" wingspan, so we're going to have super long arms. And here are the attributes. Not a lot of finishing on this build, but this is where the cap breakers are going to come into play and make it a finishing demon. Pause. So we have a 58 close shot, 70 driving layup, 50 driving dunk. This is where you're going to put 5 cap breakers. I believe it goes all the way up to an 85. We'll check towards the end of the video what these cap breakers are going to upgrade this dunk to. Standing dunks 45, so you can get the basic standing dunk animations. You have to be 6'5" to get standing dunks in this game. So the 45 standing dunk is just enough to get those good animations under the rim when you get a quick catch and flush. Post control's 45. You don't need to be worried about this on a shooting guard. 3-pointer, you're going to go with an 83, and you're going to use your build specialization to +2 it to an 85. You do have the option to use your specialization in other categories, but I think shooting is one of the easiest to grind and one of the most beneficial, so you might as well just use shooting. Then you can use your other max 2s in different categories besides shooting, of course. Free throw, you're going to go 82. This is going to be super beneficial whether you're in Pro-Am or Rec. Obviously, you don't use free throw in Park, but this build is really designed to be able to play in the Park and play competitive, whether that's Pro-Am or Rec, because Rec is super competitive this year, and you want to knock down your free throws in the clutch. People will foul you if you have low free throw. Moving on, we have ball handle. 73 is actually going to give you a few badges. You're going to have strong handle on gold on this build, handles for days on bronze, and unpluckable on bronze as well. Unpluckable is going to be very nice. You're not going to get ripped off with some BS animations. Having unpluckable, I think, is super important on all builds, even if you do not handle the ball. 73 is going to be enough. You could also look into cap breaking this if you want to get a few more badges or animations, where you're really just a spot-up shooter and you're not really handling the ball that much. This 71 pass accuracy is just enough to be able to kick it back to somebody if you catch it in the corner and get guarded. But most of the time you're getting the ball, you're going to be cutting to the rim on this build or spotting up in the corner, so you don't really have to worry about passing. But that 71 is going to give you just enough to be able to get some dots off and actually rack up some assists if you're a smart player. Speed with the ball is going to be 75. This is going to give you silver lightning launch. This is a super good badge, especially if you're a catch and shoot player. If you can get people to come up on your shot, you're going to catch it, pump fake them, and go right to the rim. This is where lightning launch is going to be really clutch for this build. Going to have a 60 interior defense. This is going to give you paint patroller on a 6'6" build, 78 block, which is going to give you high flying denier. Obviously that plays into the paint patroller as well. Both of these will activate at the same time. Super clutch badge combination for a 6'11" wingspan lock with insane physicals that we're going to cover in just a minute. 94 perimeter defense. Use 5 cap breakers here. You want to cap break this. You want to have a 99 perimeter defense. It is going to be insane. You will be the best defender, not only in the court, but one of the best defenders in the game. You're going to have a 94 steal. Steals have been pretty iffy this year, but you're going to have gold glove and Hall of Fame interceptor. You can cap break this +5 down the road. I would recommend doing 5 on driving dunk, 5 on perimeter defense. Use your specialization to get to an 85 3-pointer, and then you can kind of divide these out how you want going forward. I would recommend putting maybe 2 to get Hall of Fame glove if you're really going to be on the ball like that. But then again, steal is something that's important, but it's expensive, so you have to consider the price of putting cap breakers onto steal when you could put them onto other categories that are actually going to be used more in game, like dunking, shooting, or perimeter defense, which is used every single defensive possession. So for the rebounding, you're going to go 51 offensive and a 60 defensive. 60 is just enough to get you to box out beast on bronze and rebound chaser on bronze. These are 2 valuable rebounding badges. You have a 6'11" wingspan, an insane vertical, insane speed. You're going to be able to rise up and get putback dunks, and you're also going to be able to secure defensive boards in the park, and that's going to be super valuable, providing rebounds from the lockdown position. Finally, we're going to talk about the physicals over here. You have 88 speed, so you're going to be able to keep up with the small guards. 88 agility, which is going to help a lot with that perimeter defense and badges in that area. 85 strength, so you're going to have a movable enforcer on gold, and you can +1 this potentially to Hall of Fame, or even a +2 to legend if you're really crazy. And then you're going to have 80 vertical, which once you cap break that driving dunk, that's going to help a lot with dunk animations, grabbing those rebounds, jumping up for contest. This build can truly do it all, and at 6'6", you're going to be able to guard any ball handler on the court. So here we are. We finished out the build. We have comparisons to Ron Artest, Doug Christie, and Derek White. I hate Derek White, but he is a pesky defender, and he can shoot the shit out of that ball. So you got to love these comparisons. Ron Artest is definitely my favorite comparison on this build. So we can see that if you apply 5 cap breakers on this build, you can go from a 50 to an 85. That's one of the things that makes cap breakers so elite this year, is that you can go up 35 attributes for just using 5. And on an attribute that is as valuable as dunk, that is such a huge thing. And then again, we're going to go +2 on the 3-pointer to go up to an 85. You could touch pass accuracy or ball handle. These are things that I recommend waiting till later in the year once you have way more cap breakers to kind of work with. Speed is going to be pretty high. You're really not going to be looking into touching this until later again. Rebounding, you could put 2 on rebounding to get silver box out beast. But then the bread and butter of this lockdown build is going to be putting 5 on perimeter defense to have a 99 perimeter and give you a bunch of legend perimeter defense badges. So your primary focus is using build specialization to get this 3-point shot up to an 85. And then you want your driving dunk up to an 85 as well using 5 cap breakers. 5 more cap breakers are going to go on perimeter defense. That's a total of 12, and not a lot of players are going to have 12 to start the year. But that's the beautiful thing about this game and about these builds is that over time they're going to become completely different. So you're going to use those cap breakers. It's going to completely open up this build. I told you all the best places I recommend applying them. Do with that information as you must. Let me know what you guys think about this build, and I appreciate you all so much for tapping in and showing love. I will see you all in the next video.